Hello and howdy ho everyone! Foxy Games here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV full story playthrough. In the last episode, we made it to Rak'Tika Greatwood. And we finally linked back up with Y'shtola, who was, well, not quick to recognize us, considering that all she could see is people's ether, and we are now bathed in the ether of a Lightwarden, which is strange. But we're here now to learn a bit more about the people living out here. The Knights Blessed as they were, and we have to speak with Runar. As you can see, my chocobo's looking quite a bit different, and depending on where we are in the extras videos, which are being released every week as well, you might know why, but, well, I'll just leave that for that. It's been a while since I played Paladin. I have been leveling up some other classes and jobs in preparation for the role quests, which you will see in the extras videos. So, without further ado, let's speak with Runar. Welcome, friend, welcome. My apologies for our less than hospitable greeting earlier. Tell me, what is your name? From where do you hail? From the Crystarium, I see. And this tablet you brought may help us find the Lightwarden here in Rak'Tika. Well, you are welcome to stay with us for as long as you need. Come, let me show you around. Would it be alright if I joined you? Of course, anything for the guests of our dear Master Matoya. Thank you. She means a great deal to the Knights Blessed, doesn't she? If not for her, we may have all perished in the Great Fire. With our priests slain and our home in ruins, we were at the mercy of the Sin-Eaters. It was she who drove them back, and with her sage guidance we were able to rebuild. Before long, she became a central figure in our community, a great oak within whose shadows many have come to find solace. That is not to say there were not those hesitant to grant an outsider such authority, myself included. Perhaps it is the smile in her eyes when she speaks of the Sunless Sea. I feel whole again now that she is with us, and I have no doubt the others feel the same. She is as much a part of the Knights Blessed as any of us, and we are grateful for all she does in service to the Dark. But you did not hear this from me, yes? Now, you should know there are certain customs we ask guests to adhere to so long as they reside within Slitherbow. To show reverence to the Dark. In a word, yes, but fear not, it is not too involved. Let us begin with something simple. Follow me. Oh, he seems quite pleasant, now that he's not threatening us. Yes, you may also notice, I have hit level 80, and I have started collecting different kinds of tomestones. Tomestones of allegory and tomestones of revelation. We will not be able to use these until later, so we won't worry too much about them now. Anyway, let's chat with some of these people. People from all walks of life are welcome among the Knights Blessed. Our faith in the Dark is infinitely greater than the sum of our differences. Well, that's lovely. Looks like they've got some fields planted here, which is great. Where did you go, Runar? Ingvar. Many creatures we know and do not know call the Greatwood home. So it has been since antiquity. Those that pose a threat to Slitherbow we deal with using all means at our disposal. And there is no greater means than knowledge. Davith. We use these jugs to produce yeast. Of all the goods we have to trade, it is perhaps the most valuable. Can't make bread without yeast, unless you want flatbread. I thought Master Matoya kept her room dark because she didn't need the light, but they're all like hers, aren't they? And they all use these mysterious blue candles. Should you see any of our people come to this chamber, they have likely returned from a journey beyond the borders of Rak'Tika. We use the water stored here to cleanse ourselves of the light's impurity. A simple and perhaps peculiar custom, but it is one of our most important. Would you two kneel just for a moment that I might rid you of the light's impurity? Sure. I've had enough of the light, considering all we've dealt with recently. As Runar lightly sprays you with water, your skin begins to tingle. Perhaps it does actually purify. And with that, you have been cleansed of the light's blighted touch. How do you feel? I'm not sure, to be honest. Not refreshed exactly, but I do feel different. Has this water been treated in some way? Only blessed by our priests. They are practiced in the arcane arts. As such, it is said their prayers imbue the water with a faint dark energy. A prickling sensation? No one has ever spoken of such a reaction before. I wouldn't say it was an unpleasant sensation, but I too felt something strange. Well, we're both blessed by Heidelin. The dark aspect of this water should have no discernible effect, unless... By the gods, Master Matoya was right! You are Sin Eaters! I jest. What you felt was likely no more than the chill of the water. Perhaps now would be a good time for you to acquaint yourselves with the people of Slitherbow. For that I must teach you a customary greeting. Alin Tuta. In the language of Runka, it is one of several ways one might say good evening. The world is not as safe as it once was, and this greeting lets us quickly discern friend from foe. Is there a handshake or gesture we should know too? I would hate to offend anyone. You need not worry. Merely speak the words Alin Tuta, and they will know you as friends of the Blessed. I will await your return here. Now go. They are like to be heartened by your knowledge of our ways. Right. No need to be shy, my friend. The Blessed are a warm and welcoming people. Well, let's go say hello. How about you? She's saying nothing. It didn't fucking work. Well, it has to be the exact fucking capitalization and everything. The elderly woman smiles warmly. Must be in this building here. This cave, rather. I have no business with strangers. Well, fuck you then. Alin Tuta to you too. Ah, a newly come traveler. Alin Chisi, and welcome to Slitherbow. You must forgive us if we seem strangely reserved. We are a quiet and taciturn people. Silent and serene as the Sunless Sea. The quiet makes it easy to discern the presence of eaters and other dangers here in the woods. That makes sense. Alin Chisi, welcome, friend. I take it you will remain in these woods for some time, yes? Be wary of these woods. You will find poison in nearly everything you see. But fear not, our medicinal tea will keep you healthy. Ask and it is yours. Lovely. Well, we've spoken with a few people. Let's see how Minfilia's doing. Everyone was so kind and gracious. I was nervous at first, but already I'm starting to feel at home. There is still much I have to learn about the Knights Blessed, but their faith and strength of will is nothing short of inspiring. I can see now how they've built such a thriving community. Ah, you are returned. Very good. No doubt they were glad of your company. It has been too long since we've had visitors. Remember, if you have any questions or there is anything you need, do not hesitate to ask. Speaking of which, we must arrange food and lodgings for your stay. As friends of Master Matoya, we cannot ask for payment, but if you would be willing to lend a hand... It would be my pleasure. God, what a rude thing to say. I'd rather not. No, it would be my pleasure. We are fortunate indeed to play host to such generous souls. The task I have in mind is simple enough. All I ask is that you take a jug of water, take a jug and water the crops in the square. God, that's a huge jug. May I help too? Of course, one of you can do the filling and the other the watering. Speak with Ursabel when you've finished. She'll be relieved to hear the crops have been tended to. While you take care of that, I will see to your room and a warm meal. Right then, I'll fill, you water. Alright, Minfilia, let's do this thing. This is the only jug which I could find which was small enough to lift, but I'm afraid there's a crack at the bottom. You'll need to hurry to the garden before all the water leaks out. You have 45 seconds to complete the task. God. This is such a silly, stupid quest. I get that they have to mix things up a little bit, but... I don't understand why they had to do this. You've watered half of the plot. Fetch another jug of water to take care of the rest. Was there enough water for the plot? Only about half. Only half? I see. Well, let me refill the jug for you. 30 seconds. Why only 30 this time? Who knows? Yay. What a trifling thing. Well met, travelers. I observed you earlier speaking with the others. Have you need of something? You watered the crops. Ah, my apologies for not noticing sooner. I have been rather distracted of late. Watering the crops is always Tadia's duty, but she is no longer with us. We have since taken to sharing the duty, though never with guests. You are most kind. Is there anything else we can do to help? We could plant something if you like. There is no need. The plot is small, it is true, but it provides us with enough to survive. We ask for no more. I don't know how you manage. Have the Blessed not considered leaving? Life would surely be easier almost anywhere else. I can understand why you might say that, but the easiest path is not always the right one. Tell me, do you know our history? How our faith came to be? Yes, I believe so. The Knights Blessed were initially formed by those who lost their homes in the wake of the flood. What began as an occasional gathering of survivors eventually grew into a community, which ultimately decided to strike out on its own in the Rak'Tika Greatwood. I see you have read your history. But there is a history that is told and one that is lived. Like so many in those times, the first of the Knights Blessed lost everything. Their homes, their loved ones, all they hold dear. To make matters worse, none could say what became of the souls of those lost to the flood when their bodies were reborn as sin-eaters. The people were without answers, without hope, their gods having drowned along with everything else. It seemed that nothing was beyond the reach of the light. But they soon realized that where there is light, there must be darkness. And in that truth they found their new faith, a belief that the souls of the departed could yet find peace beyond these burning skies in the sunless sea above. That is why we pray. For the safe passage of wayward souls unto that blessed black abyss, for the return of the night, that we might someday look upon the kingdom of heaven with our own eyes. We remain in these woods for the selfsame reason our founders first chose them, that we may lead lives of simplicity, with the shade of these trees as a constant reminder of our faith. With so many seeking paradise in Yulmore, it's refreshing to find people who value a humbler existence. You are kind to say so. Many consider our way of life foolish, and so it must seem to those who yet cling to their worldly possessions. In times such as these, when everything can be taken away in an instant, it is all too easy to lose sight of why we fight to go on living. It is not to hold fast to material things, but to hold those who went before us in our hearts, to keep alive the legacy they have left us. This we must do for them, our children and generations yet unborn. To keep their legacy alive. That hits particularly hard, doesn't it? Especially for you. We got a piece of gear. Let's take a look at it. It's for a belt. Is it any good? Why, yes. We can't see it, but it's good. People from all walks of life are welcome among the Knights Blessed. Our faith in the dark is infinitely greater than the sum of our differences. Ophelia is deep in thought. It would also seem we have a blue quest over here. What we do for family. What is that quest all about? Let's find out. Oh, it's an ether current quest, so we'll take care of that soon. Done tending to the crops already? Very good. It should not be long before your room is ready. Rudar! In the woods. Oh, sin-eaters. I fear they may have the touch. Where? In the grove to the southwest. For mercy, they've yet to wander any closer to Slitherbow. Then we have no need to engage. Inform the guard that no one is to set foot outside the village until they have moved on. But, sir, what of Tadia's Heartstone? It must be retrieved before the service. Of all the times for sin-eaters to appear. Are you just going to leave them alone? Under normal circumstances, we would not hesitate in striking the beasts down. But if they indeed have the touch, I will not risk them corrupting one of our own. What was that you said about a stone? A few days past, Tadia, a child of the Knights Blessed, was slain by the Sin-Eaters. We succeeded in retrieving her body, but in our haste we failed to notice her necklace was gone. Strung to it was a pendant of jade, her heartstone. All of the Knights Blessed are given such a stone at birth. It is the most valuable possession one can own. It is custom to present the heartstone of the deceased at their funeral, as an offering to the heavens, but now... What if I could find it for you? I have experience fighting Sin-Eaters, and the Light's corruption does not touch me like it does others. Master Matoya called you Minfilia, did she not? Are you truly the Minfilia, descended from the Oracle? Even so, I dare not ask you to risk your life for the Blessed. I understand how you feel, but I can't stand by knowing that your people are in need and I can help. Please, let me do this. Very well, but if the danger proves too great, you must retreat. I could never forgive myself if we were forced to hold a second service. I nearly forgot about Thancred. What if he returns before I do? Don't worry, I'll come with you. Thank you. With you at my side, I'm certain we can deal with them in no time at all. Go swiftly, and may the shadows keep you both. Ah, Minfilia, so eager to help. Alright, so let's go ahead and pick up this quest here as well. You're that guest Master Matoya was telling me about. Please, you have to help me. I've searched high and low, but I can't find my friend Carnes anywhere. I fear he's run off to Fort Gone again. It's where we grew up, but it was abandoned years ago after the Sin-Eaters attacked. The place is teeming with all manner of beasts now, and Master Matoya has expressly forbidden anyone from setting foot there. I don't know what's gotten into him lately, but we have to find him before he gets hurt. If you should find him, you'll want to tell him our password, Tuktu. He's the skittish sort, so don't delay in telling him so he'll know you mean no harm. Tuktu. Sounds kind of silly, just to say it. Let's see. We've got some ether currents to find as well. Let's see. This quest is going to lead us where? Down. Well, that's fine. It should be around here somewhere, I think. There, the Sin-Eaters! Oh, it's a nasty one. I was hoping there'd only be one. There's no way we can search for the stone without dealing with them first. Let's get to it, then. No sense in splitting them up, really. What? Shouldn't we make a plan first? Though, there are only two. I'll draw one of them away, you can deal with the other. Thancred's gonna kill me if you get hurt. You do know that. Well, let's pull Ludos out to play. Alright. Where are you, Minphilia? Oh yeah, and this other guy that we need to find is over here too. What's up? Stay away, I beg of you. Yes, yes, I have to say Took too. You're from Slitherbow. Varthan must have sent you then. I was fine until that damned beetle. It's only a scratch, but I'm starting to feel numb and my vision's grown clouded. Worst of all, I dropped my only vial of serum somewhere in these damned woods. Could you find it for me? Oh, jeez. It's all the way up there. Nah. Fuck it. We'll tackle these quests in weird order. Minphilia. Are you good? Foxy. There you are. It's done, though I fear I was a bit careless. I'll do better next time, I promise. I'm fine. You needn't worry about me. More importantly, we have to find that Heartstone. They said it was made of jade, right? I'll search over there in the brush. God, finding a green stone among all this greenery, what a nightmare. It must be here somewhere. Seems to be no trace of the Heartstone here. Well, that's great. You brush away the leaves and uncover a brilliant green gem. That's gotta be it. Did you have any luck? A jade heartstone, a keepsake once belonging to Taria of the Knights Blessed. It's beautiful. This has to be it. You know, Thancred always said you were a woman of many talents, and I think I'm beginning to understand what he meant. I have much to learn of him to be even half the hero you are. Oh. The hero she was. I'm sorry. Forget I said anything. We should hurry back to Slitherbow. Runar and the others are probably worried. Well, I've got a quick thing to do that involves running back and forth like an idiot. Ah, there's the bottle. Alright. Now all the way back. At least then I can fucking use the aetheryte once I'm finished up here. Oh look, your friend is here. So you came back after all. There you are. Did you find it? Slitherbow Serum, a vial of all-purpose anti-venom, common among the Knights Blessed. Thank you. I should be fine now after a bit of rest. What were you thinking coming back here? You could have been killed! I had to, Varthan, for my father. Oh dear. Well, I'm not particularly interested in this quest, so we're not gonna delve any deeper into it. I'm sorry if any of you were particularly invested in this idiot, but I'm not. Oh boy, Thancred's back. Well, out with it then. Oh dear. Thancred, I can explain. Thank goodness you're safe. I had begun to fear the worst. Nope, we found the Heartstone. By all that is dark, you found it! We can proceed with her service as planned. These blessed gems serve not only to protect us in life, but to guide our spirits unto the Sunless Sea and the hereafter. Even should we be felled by sin-eaters, so long as these gems are recovered, our souls are ensured peace in the dark. Words fail to express my gratitude for this kindness you've done for the blessed. I must insist you and your friends attend Tadia's service as honored guests. There is still much we must do to prepare, but please go and inform the others. It will be held in the darker. When you arrive, there should be an attendant present to explain the proceedings. Oh dear. Thancred is still upset. Foxy and I learned so much about the Knights Blessed while you were away. And we helped them recover a lost heirloom out in the woods. I know I wasn't supposed to leave, but they really needed our help. There were sin-eaters and... As long as she accompanied you... But do try to be more careful. Your injuries could have been a lot worse. How did you... Let's just say a little bird told me, and is telling me now that Foxy has business with us. Is something the matter? They've asked us to attend the service. Of course we'll go. It's being held in the darker, is it? We'll take care not to be late, I promise. How are you doing, Thancred? Between your earlier excursion and my patrol of the area for sin-eaters, hopefully Yashola and Urianger will be able to finish their work in peace. It's such a relief to know everything is going as planned. I'll join you in the darker shortly. No other quests to take care of out here? Doesn't look like it. The elderly woman hands you a candle. She then points over at a nearby corner where you may place it. Oh. A blue-flamed candle. A handmade candle of the Knights Blessed. It burns an eerie blue when lit.
It seemed only right that we show our faces. May we join you?
Let us begin. I thank you all for coming to pay respects to our fallen daughter of the night. In the light, she was known as Tadia, but in the dark, we shall remember her always as Menine. Let us each take a moment to offer her our prayers. We entrust her now to the night's sweet embrace. In darkness will she be free from pain and suffering, now and forevermore. May her soul find peace in the sunless sea of heaven, and in the love we bear for her in our hearts.
That vessel represents the night sky, the sunless sea of heaven.
We call upon you now, O bringer of shadow, to lead this gentle soul unto the sea. We call upon you, O warrior of darkness, to deliver her unto paradise everlasting.
I am told you assisted in the preparations for the service. On behalf of the Blessed, you have my sincerest thanks. The enduring legend of the Warrior of Darkness owes much to the traditions of these people. And none were more ardent in their faith than Todia. She would have been greatly moved by your presence.
I should have liked to have met her.
You might not deliver her to the heavens, but if you could deliver the night sky to her people, the real night sky, it would be the next best thing. Their prayers would finally be answered. They could gaze up at the firmament and see their ancestors in every twinkle of the stars. We cannot allow their hopes and dreams to drown in the light. We have to bring back the dark. If we don't, who will? Forgive me, thinking of all those we have lost.
No, it's all right. We will bring back the dark.
Mayhaps sooner than later, in fact. Urianger and I have finished deciphering the tablet, and its contents were most illuminating. Let us reconvene in my chambers. We have much to discuss.
Well, alright. Something with a little meat. Let's get over there. Hopefully Y'shtola has good news to share. A chance to reclaim the night has lit a fire in Minfilia that I would see kindled. What do you suppose she's gleaned from the tablet? I have no doubt thou wilt find the contents of the tablet most informative. Good, you're here. Thanks to the Exarch's gift, our next course of action is now clear. Well, great. Maybe you'll stop being quite so suspicious of him. He's been nothing but helpful to us, if a bit too mysterious for your taste. Let me begin by first explaining the origins of the tablet. I initially believed it might detail the history of the Church of the First Light. Much to my surprise, it dates back to the end of the Ronkan Empire, and was likely written under the direction of the reigning ruler. It was a time of strife and unceasing war with neighboring nations. With each passing day, they yielded more and more territory to their enemies. In their desperation, petitions for aid were sent out to their allies. This was one such petition. And you think this ancient petition will somehow help us get into Ixmaja? Ixmaya, I think it was pronounced. Indeed we do. For etched into this tablet is a method by which one may prove themselves an ally of the Runcan Empire. Provided we are able to decipher said instructions, we may entreat the ruin's protectors to grant us safe passage. The problem, however, is I presently lack the resources to decipher them in their entirety. We have but one recourse. There exists a stone monument inscribed with ancient Runcan texts and translations into a more modern dialect which came into use after the fall of the Empire. I am confident it will suit our purposes. Where can we find this monument? Here in Cydia, quite close to Slitherbow, in fact. The good news ends there, however, for it is in the possession of a rather radical faction of Dark Worshippers, the Children of the Everlasting Dark. If I am to study the monument, I must infiltrate their encampment. I have no intention of taking longer than absolutely necessary, but I will nevertheless require time to transcribe the text I need. To ensure that I will have enough, I am afraid I must ask you and Thancred to assist me. And before you even ask, the answer is no. If we're to remain unseen, our group must be as small as possible. Alright, I'll stay here until you return. We won't be long. If anything should happen, you keep her safe. Then let us convene outside, to the west of Slitherbow, where the path diverges. Take care, Foxy. For my part, I shall make all possible preparations that Y'shtola may begin translating the tablet upon her return. Indeed. Outside we go, then. All set. The encampment we seek is to the north, but it would be foolish to simply rush in. A guard has been posted at Cleric to keep watch over the children. Perhaps he has aught to share of their recent activity. But we must tread carefully. There is a chance we may encounter them along the way. Stay close and stay alert, and would avoid a confrontation if possible. They rejoice in dealing death to others, claiming that in doing so they cleanse their victims of sin and usher them into the Sunless Sea. I'd rather not sully my hands defending myself against such madmen. Same old Y'shtola. Yes, she has changed, but there are some parts of her that are still very much the same. Alright, let's see. Do not interfere with our work. Oh, but I will. I will interfere quite hard, actually. Like this. By the blessed dark. Thank goodness you're unharmed. We would have arrived sooner, but we too had a rather unwelcome visit from the children. You are an acquaintance of Master Matoya, then. My apologies. The children have been acting strange of late, so I thought to take a closer look. I was careless. Strange? What have you seen? At first, there seemed to be nothing out of the ordinary, a usual gathering of ingredients for poisons from flora and fauna. But then I took notice of their venomous spiders. They've been breeding them in much greater numbers. It's as if they're preparing for something. Any idea as to what? It could be anything, really. If it meant the end of the Blessed, nothing would be too cruel or violent for them. But perhaps we can use their present preoccupation with spiders to our advantage. If we were to introduce a threat to the nests where they keep them, the children would be compelled to save them. Bees, for example, are a natural predator of spiders. Set them loose on the nets, and we would have our opportunity to sneak into their encampment. What a mischievous plan. I like it. With a bit of smoke, we should be able to subdue a few colonies long enough to secure their hives. Have you anything we might be able to use? We should have smoke bombs at the outpost just over there. Then it's settled. Grab a few smoke bombs from the outpost and search about for beehives. I imagine the bees won't take too kindly to your visit, but once they're knocked out, take the beehives and bring them back here. 2 will suffice, I should think. I don't know in what universe bees are a predator of spiders. This one, apparently. Alright, let's go smoke out some bees. You know, the smoke is supposed to keep the bees from swarming. At least traditionally in beekeeping. But you know, I'm not here to tell this game what logic in its world is like. Oh yeah, you have to grab the hive. But oh, a sack for the bees. Well, alrighty then. Next hive. Were you able to find any? Oh, I was able. The guard returned to Slitherbow, but not before offering his thanks. As for the beehives, Thancred and I were successful in acquiring what we need. How did you fare? We got 2 buzzing burlap sacks. For God's sake, don't let them out. This is more than enough. The children are certain to be displeased. Let us hurry before the bees begin to stir. Yes, please. The children's settlement is to the west, a place they call Woven Oath. According to the guard, there is an airway apart from the entrance which leads to the spiders' nests. If the fates are kind, the way will be clear. Are the fates ever kind? Seriously, all the shit we've been through. We should move quickly before any of the children arrive. Up there is the airway. Do you see it? A bit far, perhaps, but we should be able to toss the bag through. Though we should probably loosen the ropes keeping it closed, enough that it falls open when it lands inside. May I do the honors? As long as you don't miss. I just want to hear you Thancred yell yeet, just once. That should do it. Now we wait. What is that? Bees! By the abyss, they're everywhere! Help! Somebody help! We have to save the spiders! Sounds like our plan is working. Still, it is quite likely not all were drawn away from their posts. If you should come to blows with the children, I'll see to it any signs of struggle are concealed. Failing that, I'll create a distraction to buy Y'shtola more time. Should anyone get past me, it falls to you to guard her. Your concern is appreciated, but I sincerely doubt it will come to that. Why do I get the feeling you enjoy the idea of my loafing about bored in the shadows? Come now, Thancred. The shadows are a fitting place for a warrior of darkness. Now, if you're both ready... Don't worry, Thancred. I'm sure you won't be bored. Go on. I'll be right behind you. Alright, let's play the I'm gonna run past you and ignore the shit out of you game. That worked way better than I thought it would. I mean, I am level 80 and they're level 74, but they should technically be able to aggro on me. They're just not. They're just scared, that's all. They think I have more bees, which, to be honest, would scare me too. That was nothing. The font of seeing suggests this is a chamber for prayer. At the very least, they would not place this near potential distractions from their worship. Perhaps the monument is further in. Aha, a big stone block, that's the word. I was gonna say brick and block, and then I said Brock. Yes, this is it. I will be but a moment. Keep watch of the entryway. On second thought, would you mind examining the murals on these walls while I look over this? At a glance, I can tell they are old, predating the founding of the Blessed and the Children, in fact. We're not like to come here a second time. 'Twould behoove us to learn all that we can. And what does this mean? Examine the murals and take note of the events they may depict. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Of course, it's the stupid telescope minigame, but at least this time it serves a different purpose than sniping things. I mean, look at this. That's quite interesting. The mural appears to be ancient. A warrior in the middle stands triumphant over what appears to be a creature of shadow. Other figures surround the warrior, rejoicing in their victory. How about this one? Looks like a king and his subjects. The mural appears to be very old. A ruler sits atop a throne attended by their subjects. I could have told you that. In fact, I did. Now, how about this one? The mural appears to be fairly old. A knight shields himself and their comrades from an encroaching darkness. The central figure is considerably faded. That looks kind of familiar, doesn't it?
These paintings, they seem familiar. Depictions of heroes throughout history. The Age of Gods, the Empire of Ronka, and this. There was a man. A researcher who pored over these pieces. He offered us work when we needed it. Slaying beasts, delivering provisions. A funny old bugger he was. But he had a good heart. He believed this first painting dated back to a time of myth and legends. A tribute to the heroes of a long-forgotten era. The story went that it was rediscovered by an explorer from Ronka, who was so struck by its majesty that a second painting was commissioned, commemorating the heroes of their day. "One day you will all be here too," he said. "Heroes immortalized forever. Maybe I'll paint you myself?" I had a good laugh at that. We were only trying to make our way after all. Being heroes couldn't have been further from our minds. But it seems he actually went and did it. Before or after the flood, I wonder. Rather faded, isn't it, compared to the others? Or did someone try to scrape it off the wall? Well, maybe the man himself once he came to his senses. Do you suppose your deeds will warrant an addition to this collection? Or some other kind of monument?
There you are. I have everything I need. Let us quit this place. Is something the matter? We should go. The others are waiting.
Probably best not to say anything about Ardbert. Good to see my distraction prove successful. Oh, did it? I didn't realize you were out here doing stuff. I believe I now have everything needed to finish deciphering the tablet. Tell me, Foxy, did the murals appear to be of any significance? Depictions of heroes, from the age of gods, the Runcan Empire, and immediately before the Flood. Very astute observations. Perhaps in another lifetime you could be a curator of antiquities. Though it has no bearing on the task at hand, perhaps that knowledge may prove of use in the future. Well, it helps me, in a small way. You guys wouldn't understand. New shoes. Well, our attire is beginning to look rather golden. Or bronze, at least. Let us hurry to Slitherbow. The others are waiting. After we've returned, the two of you should rest a while. No doubt Runar will be eager to have you sample his cooking. As soon as I discover anything of import, he will be the first to know. Lovely. Well, I dare say things turned out quite to our liking. That's the word I'm looking for. Well, I'm gonna do some ether current hunting, and then we'll be back. But you guys won't have to watch that. Ah, everyone's right here. Welcome back, Foxy. Now that you're here, there's something I want to ask you. Urianger told me that Thancred was something of a rogue in the past. As a wolf among sheep, he said. What did he mean by that? Do you know? A wolf among sheep? Oh boy. Well, I hope he doesn't refer to Thancred's many conquests over the ladyfolk. Ooh. Urianger has tended to Minfilia's wounds, but I fear his garrulous nature has gotten the better of him. Garrulous, that's a $10 word. Let's find out what that means. Excessively talkative, especially on trivial matters. Oh yes, that's Urianger for you. Let's also take this quest. Say, aren't you Foxy? Master Matoya speaks quite highly of you. I'm sure you've more important things to concern yourself with, but I need help, and there's no one else I can turn to. It's my friend, Quinfert. Ever since we were young, he's always excelled in the arcane arts. In fact, even now, he's in training to become a priest of the Knights Blessed. Perhaps the greatest of his gifts is clairvoyance, but I fear it's taken a toll on his mind as of late. He's always been different, but not like this. He's changed. Frighteningly so. The others think him no stranger than usual, but they're wrong, and I mean to prove it. You don't know him like we do, which is precisely why I'd like you to talk with him, to get an objective opinion on the matter. Assuming we find out what ails him, I hope there's a way to cure it. Alright. We will speak with him soon, but first we'll talk to Runar. Foxy, the guard told me you left with Master Matoya to Woven Oath. And no sooner do you return than she locks herself away in her chambers without so much as a word. She knows how I worry when she leaves without telling me. But she is safe, and that is all that matters. You must be hungry after such a journey. Why not have a seat here by the fire? The stew will soon be ready. That sounds lovely.
Strange. The others on patrol should have returned by now. Our food will be overcooked if we wait any longer. We will just have to start without them. Would you call Master Matoya and the others?
I tire of these games, Urianger. Why do you pretend you cannot see it?
Oh dear.
The blessing may spare her the fate of becoming a Lightwarden. But you cannot be blind to the nascent corruption. She is not as she was in the Source. Though I have no proof, I fear that the light which poured forth from the Wardens was not negated at all. I fear it was absorbed, that she has been suffused with their light.
Though I have given thought to this possibility, I dare not speak until more is known.
By the time you deign to enlighten us, it may be too late, if it is not already. Urianger, I know full well, after all these years, that you have only the best of intentions. But that does not make it any easier to put my faith in a man so infatuated with secrecy. I have had my suspicions ever since the Exarch bade you speak that day. But now I must ask. The 8th Umbral Calamity and all that followed. Everything you claim to have seen. Did you?
Help! Someone help! The Ilmorans have come for us! We're under attack!
Y'shtola is suspicious of Urianger. Who could blame her? He's been deceptive before.
Lord Forthry, how good it is to see you. How long has it been? Not since your inauguration, unless I'm mistaken.
too long, at any rate. May I say how humbled I am to be invited not only into your city, but your home. You are as generous as ever.
And you as disingenuous. Let us dispense with the pleasantries. This merry band of dissidents people are calling warriors of darkness, they have slain sin-eaters, and by all accounts the Crystarium is complicit in their villainy. And now I hear reports of your people obstructing my soldiers, so I must ask, what exactly do you think you are doing?
I might ask you the same thing. It should be clear, even to you, that defeating the Lightwardens represents the world's only hope of survival. Even now, the people of Lakeland and Ilmeg rejoice in the return of night. For 100 years, they yearned for a means to fight back against the Sin-Eaters, and at last they have found one. Yet you choose to stand idly by and do nothing. Why?
Why? Because this hope you cling to is nothing more than a fever dream, an exercise in futility. Even should you slay the Sin-Eaters, the world as we know it is beyond salvation. With what little land and resources remain, the people would be free only to starve. Before long, they would turn to violence, then to war, and ultimately usher themselves unto oblivion. They require a firm hand to shepherd them from the edge. The hand of a king. Nay, a god. I will see their dreams fulfilled, their wishes granted. I will give them peace, order, and they shall never want for bliss. Men are fickle creatures who entertain vague ideals without the faintest notion what they cost. But a little fear can go a long way towards helping them realize what it is they truly need. Sanctuary. And they shall find none in this world save that which I afford them. That is why the Sin-Eaters exist. To unite the world under my dominion.
A paradise fit to grace the 8th Umbral era.
What was that?
A minor epiphany, nothing more. You have always held sway over those around you. Those who defy you must submit or die. What sits before me is the inevitable result of bloated privilege and unchecked power. But man is more resilient than you think. His achievements are not the product of violence and bloodshed, but compassion and understanding. This calamity is but another crisis to be overcome. And we will, once we eliminate the Sin-Eaters.
You poor deluded fool. These people care not for the morrow. They care only for the now. And the contentment they lack. What good is a paradise to them if it is 1,000 years in the making? Or even 100?
You underestimate them, Lord Forthry. They see further than you think. I have beheld it in the blood and sweat and tears of those who would sacrifice everything for a future they may never know, that their children may never know. I have beheld it in the hopes and dreams of those who came before, which we bequeath to those who come after, that they might in turn build upon the foundations laid by our forebears. These are the bonds which hold man and his world together, not your gilded chains. And I will resist your every effort to shackle him.
In summary, you will continue to support the villains hunting my Sin-Eaters?
With tremendous enthusiasm, for I have faith in the future they would build.
Why do I even bother? Fools, the lot of you! So naive! So painfully predictable! Did you imagine I did not know your mind? That I would wait until after this meeting to dispatch my forces? Even as we speak, they march to the Sin Eater's defense. Insurrection will not be tolerated! The people of this world are mine to rule, mine to command. And you are no exception! What? How did he... Insolent swine! I will not stand for this! Do you hear me?
Oh, Exarch. You do love your trickery. Oh, it's this asshole.
You speak for the Knights Blessed?
I do. I presume that is your doing. If you've come to parley, I must insist that you first return him to us.
You're in no position to make demands. By Lord Vorthry's decree, Rak'Tika now falls under the governance of Yulmore. You will henceforth answer to us.
Is that so? And the children of the Everlasting Dark have acquiesced to this madness?
We have reached an accord, yes. Too many times have the Knights Blessed shunned Yulmore's overtures of friendship. The risk that you harbor hostile intentions has grown too great to ignore. Therefore, his lordship has claimed dominion over this forest and bestowed executive authority upon the children of the Everlasting Dark.
In his wisdom, Lord Vorthry has agreed to recognize ours as the only permissible expression of dark worship. It's one true faith. You and your false creed are a blight on these woods. A foul, unholy corruption that must be cleansed. Little wonder the Warrior of Darkness visits both Lakeland and Ilmeg, yet shuns Rak'Tika. Your perverted teachings hold blessed shadow at bay.
You have accepted the yoke of Yulmore to spite us, then? Fools. Darkness will never return to these skies while they hold sway.
Those of you minded to obey his lordship are to make for Woven Oath with all haste. We will leave you, that you may have time to prepare.
Woven Oath? Are you suggesting we abandon our fate to join those zealots?
What has your faith afforded you thus far? Nothing! We will guide you along the righteous path.
And should we refuse?
Anyone found here upon our return will be considered a traitor to Yulmore, and dealt with as such.
We will discuss these developments after I have tended to our casualty.
Well, that's not good. Yulmore has finally caught our scent. That Yulmore has gained a foothold here in these woods bodes ill for the Knights Blessed. Surely there's something we can do to help the Knights Blessed, isn't there? The god hath been afflicted with a most terrible and efficacious poison. We have attempted all manner of healing incantations, alas, his condition remains unchanged. At present, we can but slow the poison's advance. I pray it will afford us sufficient time to find a cure. How fareth the young guard? The poison spread throughout his system long before he was brought here. At present, there is naught we can do but try to ease his pain. Do not blame yourselves, my friends. All that can be done has been done. Even had we reached him sooner, it would have made little difference. The children employ countless poisons. Finding a suitable antidote is a nigh impossible task. What of the rest of the Blessed? How have they taken the news of Yulmore's generous proposition? With anger and dismay, we cannot hope to oppose both them and the children. I considered a convocation of all the Knights Blessed that we might consider their ultimatum, but I know how they will answer. Master Matoya, I am truly sorry. We will not, cannot abandon our faith. But there is no reason for you to suffer for our decision. Your work is not yet done, and you still have time to flee. Flee? I am not wont to run from my troubles. In fact, with Foxy's arrival, I am minded to take the offensive. The Yulmoran's presence here plainly stems from a desire to protect the Lightwarden. I say we seek it out and slay the creature before they return. Were darkness to fall over Rak'Tika, they would have no cause to remain. All of which is rather easier said than done, unless of course you've finally deciphered that tablet. I have, as a matter of fact, and with it we can prepare everything we need to enter Ixmaya. What say you all? We will need to act quickly, but I believe it can be done. We cannot deny our fate, but one course lieth before us. We slay the Lightwarden. Good. I leave the Blessed in your capable hands, Runar. Very well. I see there is no changing your mind. By all that is dark, I swear to keep the Blessed safe. According to the tablet, we will first need to obtain a seal used to identify the allies of Ronka in times past. One such seal should be waiting for us in a complex of underwater ruins not far from here. You have some experience with subaquatic excursions, do you not? Then this should prove a simple task to you. The ruins we seek are at the bottom of Lake Tusimekta. While you see to that, Minfilia and I will remain here to help shore up Slitherbao's defenses. Your aid would be greatly appreciated. Alright, very good. Now we will do that, but we're going to take just a little bit of a detour to do the Ether Current quest that we currently have. So let's head next door. And as you recall, this guy's friend has been acting a little strange recently. As foretold by the will of the wood, we meet at last. I've been expecting you, Foxy. Shh, no one else must hear of this. Not yet. My dreams are plagued with visions of the future. Calamity is upon us, and each night I witness our impending doom. But hope is not yet lost, for the dreams speak to me of a savior in the form of a great serpent. It was revered as a god in the days of the Runcan Empire, and I believe it yet lives in the Greatwood, waiting to be roused from slumber. It has many names. Many would call it the Protector, some the Great Destroyer. The will of the wood demands I find this great serpent. It is our only hope of salvation. I have been chosen, Foxy, to be the savior of Slitherbow. So this is where you two have been hiding. Now that you've gotten to know one another, what do you think? I fear his mind is beyond saving, or his dreams are an ill omen. Let's be practical. I refuse to believe that. There has to be something we can do to help him. Have you not sought counsel with the priests? They are your mentors, after all. There's no need to keep your troubles from them. Balin, please! We are in the midst of a most important discussion. When you first began talks of these dreams and delusions, I held my peace, but I won't let you drag anyone else into this. Such narrow-minded thinking is why only I have been chosen by the wood, by the Great Serpent. Yes, Quinford, whatever you say. You've mocked me for the last time, Valen. I will summon the Great Serpent this very day and prove to you the truth of my visions. Quinford, wait! Where are you going? To meet with misfortune would likely bring him to his senses, but he's my friend, and I can't stand the thought of him getting hurt out there. Will you help me look for him? If anything should happen to him, I'll never forgive myself. Oh dear. Well, it's not like we haven't followed buffoons with delusions of grandeur before. Inspector Hildebrand, where did you wind up? I almost feel like this guy is a version of you on the first. He couldn't have gone far. Over there, I think I see him. I'm beginning to grow tired of this game. Enough, Quinford. Even should you recognize the danger of wandering off alone in these woods. You really have gone mad, haven't you? Mock me all you like, Valen, but now you will bear witness of the truth with your own eyes. Behold, the divine protector of Ronka, the great serpent of legend. No, it can't be. That's the Great Serpent. I see nothing great about that. What is it exactly? I refuse to believe that it's a serpent. Please tell me you're joking. Do not be jealous, Valen. The will of the wood works in mysterious ways, and this serpent's the key to our deliverance. Oh dear. This is ridiculous. He seems to be serious about this. Scree! What a fitting noise for that thing to make. We're gonna keep going with this. Oh, great serpent, I beseech you, grant me the strength to defend the Knights Blessed, to stay the impending calamity that threatens the Greatwood. Scree! I can't believe this is happening. Look, if you want to keep that thing as a pet, I won't stop you, but we really should return home. No, you're right. To remain here any longer could place the Great Serpent in danger. But the question is, how do we transport it? I will not stand to see the Great Serpent debase itself, crawling on its belly like a snake. Just pick up the damn thing and let's go. By the abyss, Valen, show some respect. I should be the one to carry it, but I fear I am yet unworthy of such a burden. But you could protect the Great Serpent from the threats of the Greatwood, be they beasts or sin-eaters. And now you mean to drag Master Matoya's guest into your schemes. What will the others think when she walks into Slitherbow hoisting that thing about? Here, put it in this sack. I will do no such thing! It's clean, dry, and most importantly, you can bring it into Slitherbow unnoticed. Fine. Listen, Foxy. The fate of the Greatwood quite literally rests in your hands. It goes without saying, we can't afford any mishaps. I suppose we've no choice but to help him. I'll go ahead and find a place to keep his pet away from prying eyes. Deliver the snake-filled sack to Valen in Slitherbow. That is not a snake. I have 150 seconds. God damn it. Be wary of attacks from enemies which will sap your strength. This is completely insane. Tread carefully, Foxy. I will follow you shortly after. I can't mount. I can't sprint. You know, it's a stupid quest, but at least it's funny. It's not like the stupid jug quest that we had to do earlier. Okay, we found our way back. The stupid bag. Here should be safe for now, at least. Let's have another look at the Great Serpent, shall we? If Mother finds out about this, no shadow will be dark enough to hide from her wrath. Good work, you two. Oh, can you believe it? The divine protector of the Greatwood here in Slitherbow. Within a sack of burlap did the champion carry the divine beast, and beneath the slithering boughs of the Greatwood did they find shelter. Chapter 31, verse 5 in the Gospel of Quinfert. Pay him no mind. He's merely referring to his dream diary. For the last time, it is not a diary. Have you forgotten how the Gospel foretold the events of that fateful day 2 years ago? How can I when you remind me of it every day? You continue to doubt me, but soon you'll see. Together, the Great Serpent and I will save this village and all of the Greatwood from oblivion. Scree! Scree! What have we gotten ourselves into? I don't know. This is ridiculous. Why did the Great Serpent choose this form, I wonder? Maybe because it was born that way. I hope you're satisfied now that your new pet here is safe here in Slitherbow. Scree! Scree! And thank you, Foxy. I now understand what's been troubling my friend all this time. I feared this might strain our friendship, but I don't believe this is something we can't overcome. Take care, and may the shadows keep you. Wait. Please, Quinfert, there's no need to involve her any longer in this. I've been giving thought to the Great Serpent's chosen form, and I think I now understand why it chose to present itself to us in this way. Look closely at the pattern of its scales. I believe they represent the network of currents by which ether flows through Rak'Tika, the very life force of the Greatwood. And there, the scar that intersects with them there on its belly. It's an omen of the coming calamity that would disrupt the flow of life in the Greatwood. Quinford, stop. It's just a scratch, probably from a rock as it slithered or rolled or did whatever it does to make its way through the forest. All these signs and he still refuses to see like all the others. If the Greatwood is to be saved, it's up to us. I can only assume you remain at my side in the hopes of receiving some generous compensation. If that's what it takes, so be it. The scar on the Great Serpent's belly calls to mind Lozato's conquest. That is where you will find the source of this ill omen. Bring it to me, and you will have the reward you seek. I should remind you that he's still only an apprentice. I wouldn't expect much, if anything, for your troubles. This is what happens when you spend too much time around interesting individuals. Still, I can't deny that life would be boring without him. I mean, we might as well keep going. We're in it for the long haul. Let's see what we've got here. You survey your surroundings but find nothing out of the ordinary. I thought I heard an ether current, but I don't think I actually did. Nope, it's too far away. Something in the water catches your eye. You brush away the dirt and find a charm of some sort. Quinford will no doubt be interested to see what you found. Well, back to Slitherbow, and there's no way we're walking. You found something, truly. Come, Foxy, show me what you found. A curious container. A container sealed shut with blood-smeared talismans. Could it be a charm of some sort? It was exactly where you said it'd be. That means your visions were... Now, do you believe in the Great Serpent? Fine, fine, the Great Serpent is real. More importantly, that charm seems familiar. I think I've seen the children use them for their incantations. Yes, I'm sure of it. My father once found one while hunting in the woods. If memory serves, they can be used to invoke powerful fire spells after absorbing enough ether. By the abyss if they plan to use them to siphon the Greatwood's life force. My vision will at last come to pass. Ah ha ha ha! Why are you laughing? Don't you realize how serious this is? That flow of ether you were talking about converges here at Slitherbow, doesn't it? It's why we have that large etherite outside. If the flow is disrupted, our crops would wither, the land would be rendered barren, animals would die, it would mean the end of our village, and all of Rak'Tika would likely follow. Oh, Great One, I beseech you once more, grant us the strength and the wisdom to avert this terrible crisis. Scree! 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 Seeing them like this makes the whole thing seem like nonsense, but there's no denying Quinford has been right about what would happen thus far. We have to figure out what the children are up to before it's too late. Alright, and we will do just that. But we're going to do it in the next episode. I was hoping to finish up the Great Serpent of Ranka quests in this episode, but we have gone on over long. So, in the next episode, we'll see what else the Great Serpent has in store, and we'll continue the main story quest. But in the meantime, my name is Foxy Games. Take care, everyone. Bye.